Risk. And so what's God calling you to risk this morning? Just take out the world missions offering. Because I don't want you to think this is about money. It's not. Every one of you, if you're a believer, there's something God's doing in your life. He's throwing you out. He's stretching your faith, and it requires risk. What's God calling you to risk? It could be adoption. Maybe the Lord's leading you to adopt, or maybe be a foster mom or dad. It could be a financial risk. Maybe something you have at your house or in your that you own, and it's really worth a lot of money, but it's just collecting dust. Maybe it's a statue of King David worth millions of dollars, and if you have that, you should come and talk to me. Because it's just collecting dust, and there's nothing really it's being used for the kingdom, not in any way whatsoever, and the Lord's leading you. We need to liquefy that and turn it into cash and use it for the kingdom. Whether you give it here, it doesn't matter. Just give it somewhere. Invest it into the kingdom, because that's taking a risk, and God will use your risk to lead people to faith in Christ. Could be financial, could be a career change, and you don't know how it's going to work out. You don't have all your questions answered, but you know the Lord is in this. He's called you to this, and it means change in many ways, and it's a risk. Risking is dangerous, but not to risk is more dangerous. Could be an emotional risk. Could be a relational risk. God is leading you to start a relationship. Maybe He's leading you to pop the question. You've been with that girl for 15 years. It's probably time to throw it out there. Take the next step. If you're really with someone 15 years, I'm not singling you out. That's just a joke. Hopefully, that's not true of anyone. But if it is, you do need to get on with it. It could be that. It could be a relationship you need to end. It's not pleasing to the Lord. You want to do marriage God's way? Well, that's a risk. You want to do finances God's way? That's a risk. You want to do parenting God's way? You're taking a risk. Every time you're taking a risk, and to risk is dangerous, but not to risk is more dangerous. It may be saving your marriage. It may be forgiving somebody. And if you forgive them, you make yourself vulnerable. You're exposing yourself to be hurt all over again, and you give up the right to salve your wounds with that hate and bitterness. But if the Lord's calling you to forgive, it's a risk, and a risk is dangerous, but not to risk is more dangerous. Obedience always involves risk. As a mom, dad, pastor, whatever you are, spouse, always involves risk, and risk is dangerous, but not to risk is more dangerous.